Hello and welcome to the Insider Essay, your guide to living better. This week we open up to Local is Lekker, as TikToker Whitney Ramabulana gets her 2.6 million followers into the great outdoors. Two's company but five's a party as Lloyd and Janice Cele celebrate their 15th anniversary. It's a pod, it's a dome, it's the future of glamping above the plains of Camdeboo. Influencer Rio Hooper joins innovator Rupesh Kassen to show why eating like a local is so very lekker. And Miss International SA Dr. Farini Dael trades her surgeon's scrubs for designer wear for the World Finals. A South African is yet to take the crown at the Miss International pageant. But when the judges gather in Japan this year, they are going to have a hard time seeing past our Dr. Farini Dael. Saving, reconstructing, and improving lives has and continues to be her daily reality.
Hi, I'm Dr. Farini Dael. I'm a general surgeon, your current Miss International South Africa, and this is my aesthetics practice. I knew medicine was my calling from when I was very young. I was always the person who wanted to help someone else. I was always the one who was, when someone got hurt, I was there with my little band-aid at school. So I've known for a very long time that this is exactly who I am. I'm always the person who's helpful. I'm always the one who's determined, who's pushing, who wants to create a difference, and medicine's the perfect fit for me.
It helps that she reflects lifestyle choices which are good for her patients.
Being a doctor, I think it's important that we advocate for health, and I do that by remaining healthy as much as possible. Although my career is very taxing in terms of hours of sleep, I do my best to eat as healthy as I can, to try go to gym when I can, but also just mentally to always keep myself happy, surround myself with people who make me happy, and I think that's an important part of being healthy, both mind, body, and soul.
Cutting a gorgeous figure never hurt her chances in the pageant either.
I entered Miss International South Africa because I feel that I have something to show the world. My intent for this competition is that internationally they represent humanitarian and cultural work, which is what I'm interested in as a doctor. And I wanted to do what I can for my country and show that internationally and raise awareness in all humanitarian issues around the world.
So the look that we're going for is just something really soft and ethereal that will merge really well with the clothes that we have for the looks that we're doing today. And we don't want it too crazy, too out there, too stagey. So just something really beautiful, just very feminine and soft.
So basically, I'm looking for more like a high-end, high-fashion type of imagery. Obviously, because she's got quite a nice features about her, which basically the light shines quite nice on her face. So we're looking for those kind of like highlighted images that will showcase like a high-fashion side of her.
The designer is Orapuleng from OM Style Avenue. I've decided to collaborate with him because I love his work. It's exactly who I am. Poised, elegant, full of life, and that's who I am.
Farini's 8 years of ballet have given her the ideal poise to carry these looks off.
I've always loved fashion from when I was a little girl. My mom used to dress me with the cutest little dresses, and I always wanted to style my dolls. I think that's where it stems from when I was tiny. I've always loved beauty pageants and being involved in the fashion industry, and I think it stems from a long time coming, definitely from how my mom used to treat me like a little princess.
Balancing that regal swan look is a more daring baby pink number.
It's a beautiful corset made of diamantes and pearls and everything that I love, and it's perfectly designed for my kind of skin type. It's a beautiful soft palette which I really enjoy, and I think it's beautiful.
Her next outfit by designer Jessica Strydom reflects a pride in local culture and in every form it takes.
The look we have here today is a beautiful floor-length jumpsuit. It was inspired by tribal tattoos. What created the whole design idea behind this is taking tribal tattoos and just putting a cluster of it on the body, naturally how it would be. while still showing beautiful skin and gaps in between the silhouettes and shapes, but then not taking away from the sparkle and the color you get from tribals. So here we can see that we have some beautiful texture created with the studs. We have some sparkle with our sequins, and then we have also our plain colors, which is most of the colors that you would find when you look at these tribal tattoos when they first came out.
I love this look because it's extremely fun, it's feminine, it's cute. I love the cutouts and the details, especially these studded beads, and also the complements of the colors on my skin.
As an active campaigner against GBV, Doc readily identified with the cause designer Houston Lee Rich stands for.
It represents addiction, a generation that is struggling. We've played around with cutouts here, which basically represent the emptiness that one feels when constantly chasing this addiction, whatever it may be, shopping, Instagram, social media, substance abuse. And then we've got these stars to show that people are stuck. It's showing a sense of being bound. It's holding you in one place. So my main focus was the design details to tell a story. The story is obviously our youth and what they're going through. And I feel like our beautiful Ferini over here can definitely not just wear this item, as a statement piece, but also spread the message to our generation that I feel is in need.
As a general surgeon spending all day in scrubs, Ferini's earned the right to some bling.
I want to be known for who I am and what I do with my work as a doctor, that I'm pure of heart, that I put 100% in everything I do, which is what is most important to me. That's what I'm motivated by every single day.
Dr. Dayal heads for Japan on a wave of good wishes from her patients in the pride of South African design. And here's wishing her every success. Coming up, boosting young women's self-confidence earns TikTok's Whitney Ramabulana millions of followers. The last phenomenon to land with as much impact as TikToker Whitney Ramabulana was a meteor which hit this area 2 billion years ago. Happily, this pack of dynamite comes in peace and friendship.
Hi guys, my name is Whitney Ramabulana and I'm with
And
this week we've decided to come to
Witkliffontein.
Yes, Witkliffontein Eco Lodge in Paris just to unwind and reset.
And relax.
Yes.
We get so busy. We just want to chill out.
And have fun.
And have a good time. So let's do it. I'm so excited. Yeah.
Since his family bought the property, architect Xavier Obrechts has spent 9 years returning it to nature.
The house is in the World Heritage Site of the Vredefort Dome, and that's why we believe it was so important to integrate the house as much into the nature as possible. What we did is we really slid the house underneath the carpet of the hill. So when you arrive at the house, the only thing you see is just that greenery of the hill that carries on the roof of the house.
This was a wish fulfilled for Whitney, who admits to being obsessed with interior design and wants to make a career of it.
Wow, it's gorgeous. The open space.
We have
The
arrived.
open space for me.
And
we have definitely arrived.
This is natural paint.
So natural, so beautiful. Oh my, Whitney.
Oh.
This chill area is everything. I feel like I could take all of my Instagram pictures here.
The dome is really built with a sandbag technique, which is actually a technique invented by NASA to build onto the moon. And the only thing you need is bags. And you fill those bags with the earth that you've got, and you then ram the earth. And by creating a dome structure, it really is self-supporting. And we created that dome structure and we left an oculus at the top that really lets all the light come into that very special environment.
Going way beyond its art and decor, the lodge's commitment to eco-tourism is total.
So the house is completely off the grid, which for us was important, being in a World Heritage Site and in the middle of the bush. Our electricity is done by ourselves, the water comes from the borehole and we give it back to the nature. And even the pool that you see on the side here is a completely natural pool, where the water is without chemicals and is filtered by the 2 ponds that you see on the side.
The classic farm stoop has been reimagined too.
Now that's not a typical pool.
It's not. They actually mentioned that it doesn't have chlorine.
Yes.
It doesn't have chemicals that are going to damage your skin. It's eco-friendly. The kids can swim, adults can swim, anybody, even if you've got skin allergies, you can definitely swim in that pool.
Let's go check out our room.
Let's go!
Even a simple passageway has been made into a library, but the suites are the stars of the show.
Now this room is fit for a queen. You know what I mean? This big mirror and the bathtub. And it actually feels like I am outside, but I'm not outside. The view is amazing and I'm so in love with the paintings.
Oh my! I love this room. Definitely makes me feel like the rich woman I know I'm going to be. And the view, I can like literally sit with my cup of tea and sip on it. And the artwork, so beautiful. And the bed looks so comfortable. And there's a huge mirror. I'm definitely snapping a selfie from here.
Getting more book smart by the day, Whitney worked her way from intern at an IT firm to senior financial administrator. At first, her social media posts were just for fun, and that's what her now millions of TikTok followers love.
What I enjoy the most about creating TikTok videos is that it allows us to just explore. Like right now I'm wearing this suit, his name is Brajo, you know, and that's something that you won't really do on other platforms. So on TikTok it allows us to just be ourselves and create amazing content. So Brajo is my favorite character. He's in his 40s, he loves music, but not just any type of music, so Firetown vibes. He loves attention and he thinks he's good looking. But I mean, look at him.
The financial upshot of the fun is how it has allowed Miss Ramabulana to take care of her family. With a growing profile comes influencer power.
Being nominated for the E-People's Choice Award, African Social Star, and then coming up as a second runner-up for me, that was massive. That's the highlight of my career. So every single time when I log onto my platform and I see 2.6 million people following me, I'm like, oh my gosh. So it means that people actually really want to see my content. And the way that I achieved it, honestly, is just me being me and just trying to accommodate everyone with my content and just make everyone happy.
For her friend Boipelo, the social media journey has been a lesson in what lies behind the hype and how people relate to what's real.
I feel like consistency, number one.
Yeah, consistency is key.
Consistency is key. And I feel like just your originality, staying true to who
yourself.
you are, and staying humble and having a good heart. When you have a good heart, God blesses you with a lot.
That's true. You just have fun.
And just have fun.
I showed her the grasshoppers. She doesn't eat grasshoppers.
Yes, you showed me grasshoppers. Whitney eats grasshoppers. I don't know
I eat grasshoppers. I eat grasshoppers
Whitney
every
eats
day.
grasshoppers. But I should try them. Try them. I will.
To Miss Mosehla, the most reliable way to predict your future is to create it. And she's doing it one fantastic makeover at a time.
I absolutely do love doing makeup, and the reason is that I love making people look beautiful. I love making myself look beautiful. Not that you're not beautiful without makeup, but you know, enhancing your beauty is always a great thing to do. And I learned to love it during lockdown even more because I wasn't doing anything else. I was just doing makeup. So that has been a love of mine ever since then. The type of content I create as a content creator, it differs. What I feel like doing at that moment, that's what I do. If I feel like being funny, I'm a jokist. If I feel like doing a makeup video, I do makeup. If I feel like being within my emotions and being sad about something, I do it. I am very real about the content I create because I want to relate to the people who are watching my videos. So I don't have a specific niche at the moment. Maybe I'll find it. I want it to come naturally. But at the moment, whatever I feel like doing, let's go.
A superhero to her young fans, Whitney also reminds them to live a life beyond their apps and devices.
The importance of doing this is that we're always glued to our phones, we are always on social media, and we lose touch of what's happening around us, people around us. So just coming here actually help us to reset and just focus on what's more important.
Since her self-belief took a knock at school, she makes a point of boosting that of others.
Self-confidence is a very important factor to myself because I've noticed that ever since I joined the social media, I've noticed that there are young girls out there that really lack self-confidence, and with me just posting being myself and with no makeup, just showing them you can actually do it without being all out there, it's really important. And I've always received lots and lots of messages from young girls saying that thank you so much, Whitney, you're really boosting my self-confidence. Now I can log on TikTok and just create content without being doubtful of myself.
Affirming while entertaining a generation of young women is a joy and responsibility which Whitney and Boy Pello embrace with open arms. That's what makes their local content so lekker. Next up, in the mountains around Graaff-Reinet, travel journalist Jared Rattenberg experiences eco-conscious glamping. If any traveller spreads the gospel of local is lekker, it's former Anglican pastor turned wandering spirit Jared Rattenberg. After our last encounter in Bainskloof, we ran into this happily restless soul in an Eastern Cape town where the architecture is impressive, but where nature steals the show.
Hi, I'm Jared, and as a travel journalist, I get to explore some of the hidden gems of South Africa, and today that means visiting the little town of Graaff-Reinet. Graaff-Reinet was established in 1786 by the VOC, or Dutch East Indian Company. What you find in terms of architecture in Graaff-Reinet is that we've got the early Cape Dutch, we've then got the Karoo style or Graaff-Reinet style flat-roofed cottages, and then in later years, a lot of Victorian and Georgian buildings were built here. Dr. Anton Rupert was instrumental in starting this conservation of architecture in the town, and he was instrumental in restoring a number of buildings. And this, on our right-hand side, is the Dutch Reformed Church, which is surely one of the gems. It was built in 1886 and is in a neo-Gothic revival style. Now that my soul is feeling lifted, it's time to head out and explore. And one of the exciting things about this town is not only has there been an emphasis of conservation around architecture, but also the natural fauna and flora.
Home to our famed black eagles, the Camdeboo National Park puts on a rock show like no other. For those left speechless, guide Johannes Jankies sketches the local history.
Johannes, can you tell us about where we are and how this incredible place was formed?
We are at the Valley of Desolation, about 18 kilometers out of town. These rock formations was formed by a volcanic outburst about 250 million years ago. With all the erosion took place, and this wonderful place stayed behind.
Whether it took 7 days or 250 million years, it remains a miracle of creation.
Because of the way the rocks have formed, they were known all around the world, and that's how it becomes a big tourist attraction in Graaff-Reinet. The most special thing about the rocks is it look like they lie askew and they don't fall over. And they look like they've been packed on top of each other. That's what makes them actually very special.
For Jared, it affirmed that there is a far greater church than anything human hands have ever built.
This hiking trail going through the Valley of Desolation is 1.5 kilometers long. It doesn't take you very long to walk it. You go all around where you almost walk on the edge of the valley, where you see the rock formations, and then you go back anyway to the parking area.
Janice, thank you so much for the information. This is truly a remarkable sight to behold, with these sheer cliffs and these towers of dolomite precariously balanced on each other. It almost seems as if it's a cathedral of mountains.
Those lucky enough to have grown up or spent their childhood holidays here are unsurprisingly committed to preserving and promoting the area to fellow South Africans and the world. Among them is Ian Buchanan, who has taken the campaign next level.
We are less than an hour east of Graaff-Reinet, and really it is one of those regions that really needs to be focused on in terms of conservation and creating tourism. And yeah, obviously these facilities allow us to do that and creating new experiences up in the mountains. One of the new projects that we're working on are these geodesic domes and also these little cabins. We call them pods. They provide guests with quite a unique submersive experience in the wilderness, really for people to get away and just appreciate nature.
Short of putting wings and a tail on these domes, they could not get you closer to a sense of flying over the landscape.
Ian, we've arrived here and I'm absolutely spellbound. In fact, I'm stumbling over my words. You arrive and you're bombarded by this natural beauty, but also the beauty of what you've created. So tell me, what's the vision behind this?
The geodesic dome is inspired by its very lightweight structure and just floats in the landscape. It's very organic in its shape, and it doesn't, like other geodesic domes, have any straight lines. They're perfectly curved, giving you that beautiful dome silhouette, almost like a rising moon. The other unique feature is the doorways right in front of the bed, and it opens up a large circular space where you really feel connected to nature. That really allows guests to unwind, reconnect with themselves and reconnect with nature.
Instead of claiming the view with a concrete structure, Ian makes a point of treading lightly.
Can you tell us a little bit more about why you chose this location, but also the structure of the dome?
We chose this location purely because of the magnificent landscape that it's in. We've got Nardos at 2,430 meters, which overlooks the Great Plains of the Camdeboo. So as you're lying in your bed and you wake up to that magnificent view, you really can feel connected to the wilderness. When we sat down with the team, we really discussed sort of how do we keep it very lightweight, minimalistic, and connected to nature. So we didn't want anything that would distract from the guest connection, and that's why we've gone with a natural color palette and a few little organic sort of elements that allows a guest really to feel connected to nature and appreciate this magnificent landscape. We've designed the pods in a way to be very lightweight in the field. So when you look at the foundations on the ground, we've actually used modified scaffolding jacks. So there's no concrete actually into the ground. They're really just resting on the ground. If we had to remove them 5 years from now, it would be very difficult to tell that there was something in that space.
Luxurious as it is, it still has the feel that you've just made camp here for the night.
Arriving at the site of the dome, the first thing that you notice is just this vast valley, the plains below and the towering mountains above. And then you turn to your left and suddenly here is this absolutely out of the ordinary, unique dome. It seems like it's something from a movie. Of course, what better way to enjoy the scenery at the end of the day than jump into a wood-fired hot tub and simply look out over this landscape.
Knowing that every night a guest spends here creates and sustains jobs for the rural economy, one sleeps especially well, waking to a full day with Ranger Heinrich Kruger.
We will be heading out and we will be finding an array of birds. We're finding some big five, and then hopefully I can teach you a little bit more about some of the fauna and the flora we have in this area.
Improving prospects for our big cats, General Manager Ulrich Scooter leads a far-sighted new campaign.
How's it, Jared?
Hey, Ulrich, nice to see you. I believe you're going to introduce me to one of your animals.
Yeah, we've got Penny up in the mountains. She's actually found one of our cheetahs called Thandi. So Jared, Thandi is one of the high-profile species that we've got here. And you'll see as you look around us, it's looking stunning this year. We've had fabulous rains, nice continuous rains, which makes a huge difference.
Ecologist Penny Pistorius is central to reversing the trend of declining cheetah numbers.
This is Thandi. She's the only female cheetah that we've got in the south at the moment. Because Mount Camdeboo is divided into two sections, and the southern section has lions in it, which makes Thandi quite unique because she's able to survive with lions. Cheetahs are genetically very similar, which makes them vulnerable to diseases, and so it's very important for kind of genetic diversity to be brought into the population, and that's why by bringing in zoo cheetahs and rewilding them, we are introducing that genetic diversity to the population. This area used to be farmland, and we are trying to rewild it and rehabilitate it by bringing in predators and all the other wildlife that used to belong here.
Every tourism rand spent locally improves the cheetah's chances, for which a small thank you had been laid on for Jared.
Good gracious. Hein, what is this?
This is a picnic set up especially just for you.
Thank you, let's go.
I hope you enjoy it. Let's go.
No chance of going hungry or thirsty on this safari.
Beginning our journey in Graaff-Reinet and seeing how there have been endeavors to protect and conserve the natural history and architecture, and now to see this echoed in terms of the environment, the fauna and the flora, it's been pretty significant. Just when I thought we'd be returning to the lodge for lunch, we've parked in a riverbed, turned the corner, and here's a gourmet picnic and this beautiful river to enjoy. It really doesn't get better than this in safari. After experiencing the Geodome last night, the incredible hospitality, a gourmet picnic, sightings in the bush, it feels like I've had my fill, but there's more. Tonight I get to see one of the other pods in the bush. Cannot wait.
These eco-luxury cabins are set up like box cameras to capture the perfect shot of the mountains, valleys and plains. And they have fantastic hidden reveals too.
I thought I was at a loss for words yesterday at the Geodome, but here at this pod, it's just simply breathtaking. The sense of space is absolutely incredible. These glass doors slide open and frame the landscape in front, but that echoes in those textures, the light pine, the beautiful linens, the sense of baskets, the carpets, everything joins together.
The two pods that are up on the plans, there are unique design elements within them to allow guests to really connect with nature. One of them is the side windows. Initially, when you look at it, you sort of walk past and you can't actually view through it until you're lying down or sitting down in a chair. And the whole concept behind that is really just to get off your feet, relax, and chill.
The modesty to simply frame the natural masterpieces already on show sets these pods apart.
Approaching the cabin on the game vehicle, you notice the grey. It stands out, and it's almost a bit of a contrast in the landscape, but it's modelled on the hide of an elephant or a rhino, so it's something that stands out, but the minute you come inside and you see what it's about and the textures of it, you realise how it fits in this landscape. I'm grateful for one last opportunity to spend the night out in the wild and have an immersive experience with nature. And of course, if it wasn't enough that there's the cabin, there's also an outdoor fireplace, a little boma, and then a hot tub. This is space for my soul to breathe.
And bringing this glory to our attention is a mission worth dedicating one's life to. Next, Lloyd and Janice Cele toast 15 years of marriage, 13 with kids, and a life lived through music. A Lloyd Cele song is as good as a holiday from the Workday Blues. His homegrown sound has won the love and loyalty of DJs and fans alike, and awards from Best Pop Album to Best R&B Song. To find out what his career highlights are, we joined Lloyd, Janice, and the family on a weekend in the cradle of humankind.
Look at this place.
Wow!
It's beautiful.
It's amazing. Look, petals all over.
It's so beautiful.
Oh, thank you, sir.
That's for you.
Thank you. It's beautiful. Look at the view outside.
Oh, wow.
Rose petals in the bathtub.
This is a perfect romantic spot.
The kids were as impressed.
Oh my God.
Your space. Enjoy.
This place is amazing. This is my room. I mean, my bed. So comfortable. This room is so nice, and I love how it's a big space, and I love that this whole bed is my bed.
Zoe 10 and Levi 13 got the memo about fishing. 4-year-old Kingsley was more into feeding than catching, so Greg Goosen had a party of 4.
The most important thing in fly fishing is getting the casting technique correct. So each time you go forward, you can let a bit of line out, because it doesn't have a weight on it like normal fishing where you just cast it in once. You have to do that. It lands nice and gently on the water, and then you slowly retrieve it to make as if that fly on the end there is alive, and hopefully the fish will see it and think it's food. Right, guys, so what I think we'll start off doing is 2 of you on the fly, and I'll give the kids a quick lesson on the bass rods.
Wow.
Because there's a little bit less technique needed, and there's a lot more chance of catching something on the bass rods than on a fly.
Wow.
All right.
I'm so looking forward to it.
And I am very hungry as well, so...
You have to release it, eh?
No, I'm not releasing. I'm going to eat.
That would depend on the catching.
There you go. That was a good throw.
The fly fishing is just so therapeutic and so rewarding. And the amazing thing with fly fishing is there's just such incredible venues where you can go and fly fish. And I think that's just one of the amazing things in all provinces in South Africa.
It's quite interesting. I've never done this before, so I hope I catch something.
I have never done this before. This is my first time, and I think I'm a genius.
The casting was great. The catching, not so much. Maybe too much time on video games meant more outdoor recreation was needed.
I think any adventure, whether it's going into nature or whether it's just being in a city, as long as we're together as a family, it's always exciting. It's always fun.
And it's just about creating memories, right?
Yeah, it's about making beautiful memories.
Yeah.
Just being together as a family and sticking together through all the struggles of life and the adventures of life. And we've been enjoying ourselves. The walk has been, 500 calories so far.
Really?
It's been fun.
Wow.
So from this nature walk, I've learned so much. Like all the animals I've seen, they're so beautiful, and the fresh air, I get to enjoy it. And all the insects, I guess.
What Levi has learned is how much fun life can be without cell phones, without internet, without games.
Wow.
And now he actually gets to see the world and really experience the world and its nature and see how beautiful it is and appreciate it.
Fans have found a wealth of personal insight into Lloyd's life through his biography, The Dream of an Idol. But having himself and Janice tell their story in person is first prize.
We met at a church youth meeting. That was like in 2003.
You're good with numbers.
2003.
and remembering.
And you never asked me my number immediately.
Because I was too scared.
You're too scared?
Yes. I thought you would you'd never want to date me, but I took a chance. It took me 2 years to actually finally find the courage to ask you out.
2 years of friendship, 2 years of dating, and then we finally put a ring on it.
Yeah.
2 years later, they welcomed their son Levi into the world, and they were about to celebrate his 13th birthday as a family of 5.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Levi. Happy birthday to you. Hooray! Hooray!
For this KwaMashu born and raised artist, success in music means being able to provide for Janice and their family the life he would love to have experienced as a child.
how beautiful is this place? I'm really enjoying this.
It's absolutely beautiful. We're here at the Cliffs at Spa and Lodge, and it's a perfect summer's day, and I think the perfect weather to just be relaxing at the poolside with the kids.
I mean, to celebrate our anniversary and Levi's 13th birthday, I mean, this is the perfect spot. So I have a song that's out. It's called Paradise. It's a song that's inspired by my wife. I mean, by the fact that we've been together for 15 years and it feels like paradise. It feels like eternity. And I'm turning 40 this year as well.
You're turning 40?
21 again.
No. Stop denying it.
It's 21 again.
I'll meet you there at the end of the year.
My advice to any upcoming artists is very, very simple. Listen to your heart. Follow your dreams. Do what makes you feel happy, something that you can be proud of. Don't try to follow something because it's a trend, but really just pour out your heart and be real. I think people really connect with yourself, and if you can just be true to yourself, people would love that.
Behind the applause, the late nights and being away from home take their toll physically and mentally, so a couple's spa treatment was bliss.
Today, Lloyd and Janice are enjoying a hot stone massage, or as we call it, the fire massage. What's nice about this massage is the therapists use their hands to work tough tension areas, really get in there, work out the stress, and then they go over those areas with hot stones. This helps to increase circulation and relax the muscles.
15 years, what is our secret? Our secret is supporting each other. I mean, I'm constantly supporting Lloyd and his business. He supports my business. I own a catering business, Indian Girl Curries, and he's always there for me. We always respecting each other, being there for each other through the good times, through the bad times, and always believing in each other's dreams and fighting for each other and not against each other. And I think if you're always on the same page like that, you're able to conquer whatever comes your way.
15 years. I don't think there's one specific secret. I think it's a combination of a lot of things. Trust, communication, intentional times, being able to still bend over backwards and make sacrifices for each other, prioritize on each other. Don't allow everything else to become a priority. Just going back to the basics, I think, has been the key. Our relationship is always been the fuel and the inspiration behind my music. The things that I write about is things that are real, is things that we've experienced. It's my emotions, the ups and the downs, and I draw inspiration from that. And I allow myself to become vulnerable and to sing from a place of sincerity and not write songs because it just feels good and it's catchy, but I try to the best of my ability to stay as humble as I can and be sincere about what I write about. And our relationship really does play a huge, major role in that, and I'm grateful for that.
As long as his fans relate to the lyrics, he'll keep writing. And if his music can keep bringing the people of this country together, then he'll consider his career a hit. Coming up, how to fold a samosa and why the most lekker eating is local.
Sponsored by Capitec. Simplify banking. Live better.
Rio Hooper is an international model, makeup artist, influencer, and senior brand director for a beauty company. Titles aside, her take is that you are the average of those you most hang out with. So her circle is rich with creative, enterprising local people and flavors.
Today you are joining me in studio. We are busy doing a test shoot and I have Shiraz here with me who's going to help me get ready, and what I would like to achieve is just creating a natural look and something that's very authentic to me.
Today's look is definitely inspired by the smile, and I thought we need to go with sparkle, we need a bit of drama, and this bat sleeve little red mini was exactly that.
Every single day as an influencer or as a model is different in the industry, and that's why I love it so much. You always get to do exciting and different things, whether you're exploring the beach or working from home on your Instagram, meeting new people. It is probably one of the best industries to be a part of.
I feel that whenever you're shooting a modeling portfolio, you need to show the model's versatility, how they look smiling, how they look in a serious pose, some beauty portraiture, because anyone booking them needs to see them being as versatile as they possibly can.
As well as a modeling hub, the city is host to such diverse food culture that a smart young innovator has launched a new trend in dining out.
My name is Rupesh Kassen and I operate a food tour business called Eat Like a Local. And today we're going to be exploring Cape Town's culinary heritage through its food. We're starting at the company gardens, where we're going to be focusing on a Cape botanical tasting, where you get to scratch and sniff and engage with fynbos and other local botanical herbs.
Rio, her boyfriend Christopher Hoskin, and sister Tyler Jade Hooper had no idea this world of aroma lies right beneath their noses.
The first thing we're going to talk about is fynbos and buchu. And this is where we get to play around. I'd love you to grab a few leaves and crush it between your fingers and tell me what scents are you picking up?
Is it hints of blackcurrant that I'm getting?
It definitely smells a lot like mint.
So the incredible thing about buchu, it's got this ability to change its scent. And it's being exported to the States and it's used in the flavor and perfume industry. The next one I want to talk about is snowbush. And this is a combination between rosemary and thyme. And now you're going to get an opportunity to taste the different fynbos in our little platter.
Beyond our famous rooibos tea and peri-peri chicken, the world has barely tasted the full breadth of South African flavor.
Currently learning about all the different types of fynbos, how it's used. We're smelling it, we're tasting it, and I'll definitely be sure to use these in my tea in the future.
Rupesh can run such a spontaneous, responsive business since he moved to Capitec's simple digital banking, which allows him to bank from anywhere, anytime.
One of my favorite things about the Capitec account is its ease of use. It's simple and has all the functionality and flexibility that I need as a small business owner. Tap to Pay allows me to easily pay for my transactions when I'm on the go during the tour.
Just as model and influencer Rio helps other women to create a second stream of income through their social media, Rupesh brings major exposure to local enterprises, like that of Faiza Abrams.
We're making samosas today, a very important snack in our culture. We have our cheese and corn here. We have some spring onion in here, and we're also going to add some coriander. I'll just put a half a teaspoon in here, and then I'll do the chili, also a half a teaspoon, and a hint of salt, and then of course our fresh coriander. You all know that a samosa is a triangle, and the way to make the triangle is to take this point and put it on the top. And there you go. So that is your shape of your samosa. Then of course you're going to put your finger there and take this across, and then you have the pocket. Now that the filling is in your pocket, this is what we're going to do. We're going to pick it up, holding it with our left hands first. 1, 2, 3, and fold.
Sounds easy enough.
The samosa class is so much fun. I'm learning so much. The folding was a little bit difficult, but Faiza has been so amazing with showing us, and I'm really excited to give them a try.
One of the things that I'm really enjoying today is supporting and seeing all of these local small businesses doing well and enjoying all of the great flavors from all of their foods.
Making it easier for these entrepreneurs to build their brands and support one another's is their choice of bank.
I joined Capitec because of their fast and efficient service and their forward thinking. Another thing that's so great about Capitec and something they helped me with was saving plans and saving for the future. It really, really is amazing.
To confess how many samosas were enjoyed wouldn't be polite, but enough to prepare for a best of local wine tasting with sommelier Penelope Setti.
Today's wines that I'm going to be serving to Rupesh's guests are a Columbar, which is a white wine, and a Pinotage, which is quintessentially our proudly South African grape. South African wines are unique because of the sunshine that we have here, and that translates into these wines that are just expressive and ripe and fun and just a joy to drink.
The whole day today has been great and one of the best experiences that I've been on, and my ideal perfect day if I could have one. Learning new things, seeing the town, and it really just proves that local is lekker.
With this ease of transacting enabling you to live better, if you're not a Capitec client yet, what are you waiting for? Let Capitec help make your hustle a success with a chance of winning a 1,000 Rand Live Better cash prize. Simply reply to the competition post on the insidersa.co.za social media platforms using hashtag #LiveBetter. T's and C's apply and can be found on the Insider SA website. Get more of the Insider SA online. Follow, connect, engage, and be inspired to live better with the Insider SA. Watch the show Monday evenings at 5:30. Repeat Saturday at 1 on S3.